DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Hope you're well. It is Sunday morning, first coffee of the day. Hmm. Although it's already, what is it, almost, well, about 3, 4 past 8. And I've been up since about 6:30. Did my usual rituals in the morning. And I have been, basically reading my Bible and doing some Spanish lessons. And lately, what I've been doing as an exercise, I've been taking, well, a book that I know, so the New Testament, and I'm reading it in Spanish, but I'm taking two different translations. One is, well, or two versions of the in Spanish. One is actually a Spanish version for, I was going to say for Mexico, it's for Latin American Spanish. And the other one is Spain, so Spanish translation. And it is interesting because, of course, the way the Spanish language is, the U, it's a bit like in German, but the U plural in Spain is vosotros or vosotras if you're male female, and the polite plural U is ustedes. Now in Latin America they don't use the vosotros in the in their in their colloquial speaking. They use ustedes, which is for both. I'm just saying that because it's interesting, because when you take the two different versions and read, you get actually that comes out. If you read the Spanish one or not. Anyway, it's interesting because I mean, having learned German, you get that as well. You have a polite you and or an informal and polite you, things like that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into grammar, but what I was saying to Mrs. DC yesterday was that it was interesting because I went to I went to school in Canada, but since I was brought up in Quebec, my all the grade school stuff and everything, I was actually in French, and I hated French grammar. I really did. I was good at school, but I hated French classes and French grammar. Still do actually, but anyway. And now here I am, spending a lot of my time doing grammar because it's kind of like a hobby now, but in Spanish. Yeah, but I'm really lucky actually. I've got a great, a great Spanish teacher who lives in Mexico City, and if ever any of you want to, I don't know, to learn Spanish with a great tutor, um, just write it in the comments, and I'll give you the details. Yeah. Oh, so it's kind of cold outside right now. It is -3. It's going to go up to 4. We had a sprinkling of snow earlier. Just, I don't know if I could say it's snow actually. It seems like more like the frost. It's just like the humidity that's frozen. So it's probably more like frost on the ground. Yesterday we were over at my son's. We had a meal over at his place, so it was good to have the grandkids. We haven't had them over here. Those of you who follow the vlogs, excuse me, those of you who followed my vlogs know that Mrs. DC had not been well, basically since the beginning of the year. She's getting better. She definitely is, but she's got an MRI tomorrow just to check, in her back. Well, actually, I guess to check more in her back, but to see like where where those problems were that she had that created all that pain. And so, we'll see. I don't know how quickly we'll get the results, but we'll see. Yeah, got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. Yeah. Like I said, we were with the grandkids yesterday. It was fun. They grow. I mean, anybody who has children or grandchildren, but especially if you have children that you don't see every day, you every time you see them again, you realize that they're actually growing or changing. It might be their height, it might be their morphology, and so on. And that is, it's interesting because you can see it. You don't notice it as much. If you live with them. Hmm. I was asked the other day by someone how well that I kept up with friends. Wasn't that also a question at Tag? Maybe it was. I don't remember. And I was thinking about that, and how many friends do I have that are like from way, way back, and how many friends are new, new friends. So I kind of feel like new friends, and I mean friends, not acquaintances. There's not many new friends lately. The friends that we've had date back, and usually, to be frank, life kind of like goes on, and you do lose touch. I mean, when they say distance makes no difference, it actually does. I mean, you can still bond very, very closely when you meet up or chat. But if you can't be with people closely all the time, it is difficult. Now, goodness sakes, what's the matter with me today? Coffee doesn't actually help for that. Water is better. Now, keeping up with people though keeps that bond going. Now, like for example, I have regular chats or online with. I'm not even going to talk about my mom because my mom is family, so that's different. And we do have regular chats, even daily chats. But with Irene, for example, Tweetness, so we have basically daily snippets of how are you and so on. With Jordan, hi Jordan, if you're watching this, daily snippets and so on, where we actually go on about our life and so on. But with other people, like I was thinking, I got a message. Was it last summer? Somebody wrote to me, and it was a person that I had done my PhD with, and he was getting in touch. We were like connected on LinkedIn, and he wrote 3-4 times in close succession. I sent him like a picture he'd probably never seen that I had taken many, many years ago, because him and his wife were they had a child while we were just finishing our PhD. Actually, he was a postdoc, and all of a sudden he just stopped. Now I don't know. I mean, people are like that. I had another friend who wrote to me, and said, the next time you come to Canada, come and see me. And I said, I will, but, and then it kind of like fizzles out, So there are people like that. There are actually and we were very close to these people, really close. I mean, we would visit them at their homes. At the time he lived, after we had met them, they had moved to Toronto. We would go to Toronto and see them and things like that. So, I mean, we're very close to these people. And yet, time kind of like, if you don't, basically that's it. If you don't nurture, it's like a plant, If you don't nurture it, it's going to kind of like, it might not die, but it'll go into some type of sleepy mode, hibernation or something like that. And you can revive those friendships, but if you haven't maintained them, you've got so much backlog that it's kind of hard, to come back. Anyway, I see what time it is now, and I have to take some water. I don't know. Like I say, coffee does not do it in this type. So 10 minutes. Gotta stop. Have a great Sunday and hope that everything is going well with you. That's it. DC signing off. Take care, everybody.